Gilgamesh rotates in. We do have our ultimate. We're going to go ahead and fire our 1. Ares is here. That's his ultimate. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate to get the CC. We're able to lock down the enemy Persephone. We're going to fire our 1, get the pick onto her. We're going to fire our 2. Jump, send some flowers, and we're able to get the pick onto the Ares. We're going to fire our 1. Gilgamesh kicks the Bakasura away. Bakasura is very weak. Gilgamesh goes down. We're going to land a basic attack onto the Bakasura. King Arthur is a very tanky boy. We're going to try to jump on these flowers, but then we see Artemis. We're going to jump away. We're going to peel back into jungle, and I believe we are out. What do, skibbity boo, it's your boy Shiny B Gaming, and today we have a viewer request to play Persephone as mid. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intentions of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe for more content. As always, the full build is in the description down below. If you are a returning viewer, Persephone just received a rework, and it's okay. Not a huge fan of it. I did release a Persephone video within the last 2 weeks, which I'll link now in the top right. This game, I felt like we played a really good game with Persephone, however our team just couldn't quite get it together. With Persephone's rework, I feel like she's a lot weaker than she was. I don't even like how she's really played right now. However, her ultimate is still really strong. So let's go ahead and jump into Persephone's kit. Persephone's 1, Bone Rush. Persephone calls forth a skeleton warrior from the underground. This warrior charges forward, damaging minions and stopping on gods. Enemy gods hit are slowed for 2.5 seconds. Whenever it stops, the skull falls, becoming a harvest skull. The slow is going to be 20% at level 1, 30% at level 5. Persephone's 2, Harvest. Persephone summons an explosion at a target location that places 3 harvest skulls. She can activate these harvest plants with her basic attacks. When these skulls are activated, she restores health to herself. After 4 seconds, these skulls turn into harvest flowers. When activated, these flowers charge forward in the direction hit, biting any target it gets close to. Enemies recently bitten take reduced damage from other bites, stacking 3 times. She can have up to 5 at level 1 and 2. 6 at 3 and 4, and 7 harvest plants at level 5 out at any time. Persephone's 3, Flourish. Persephone floods the ground with necrotic energy that propels her forward in the ground direction, directly forward or backwards based on the direction she is moving. Harvest plants inside the immediate area become harvest flowers and activate, charging in the direction Persephone is facing. Enemies caught in this area take damage. Persephone's ultimate, Grasp of Death. Persephone conjures entrapping vines that she throws forward, entrapping the first enemy god or wall it touches. Entrapped gods are crippled, rooted, and have their attack speed reduced. Vines then spawn from the entrapped target, seeking nearby enemy gods. Gods bound are crippled and can no longer move further than 55 units away and are slowed while running away from the center. Entrapping vines are destroyed if hit by 5 basic attacks, or 3 if it hits a wall. And finally, Persephone's passive, Pomegranate Seeds. When Persephone dies, she travels to the Plane of Death where she can place 6 harvest seeds that will sprout when she respawns. Each time one of her harvest plants withers, she's going to gain a pomegranate seed. Extra pomegranate seeds are sold at the fountain for 3 gold a seed. Persephone can hold up to 100 seeds. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1, we want to put a point to our 1, level 2, put a point to our 2, level 3, put a point to our 3, level 4, put another point to our 1, level 5, we want to put a point to our ultimate. We want to max out our ultimate whenever we can. Max out our 1, max out our 2, max out our 3. In terms of the start, we started with Sands of Time and tier 1 of Chronos' Pendant. Sands of Time is going to provide us 30 magical power, 10 MP5, and 10% cooldown reduction. It has a passive that this item grants 2 MP5 for 10% of your missing mana and can be upgraded at level 20. So this game, we were able to get first blood. That's going to be an additional 500 gold in our pocket. At the very start of the game, we quickly bought our items. We used our 1 to put a flower seed at our red buff and then 3 in lane. By doing this, it allows us to clear wave a little bit quicker. We hit level 5, so we want to spam our ultimate kind of as often as possible. We went with beads for our relic. If you just look at the enemy team comp, we want beads for King Arthur, beads for the cripple on Bakasura, beads for Artemis, beads for Persephone ult, and beads for Ares ult. We do have enough money for our boots, however we're not going to back quite yet. So this Persephone rework, the changes to the one are fine. I think that makes sense. I really dislike the changes to the seeds and how they work. We hit Persephone with our ultimate. We're going to fire our one. We get hit by the enemy Persephone ultimate. We use our beads. When we jump, our flowers just miss. Unfortunately, we drop the pick. I think if we landed those flowers and a basic attack or two, we would have gotten the pick right there. So Persephone's 2. I don't like how the middle stage of the seed no longer exists. That was the most damaging part of the seed. And it just felt good whenever you landed an explosion on somebody. Gilgamesh is able to get the pick onto Persephone. So that's going to extend our lead even further. The 2 just feels weird. So like you detonated on them. And then you have to wait a couple of seconds before they turn into anything useful to attack with, the flowers. Unless you run up there and use your 3. It just feels weird. Maybe it'll grow on me. However, I feel like the old kit was good, you know? If you took the time to get used to it, it was a very good kit. I also don't like how the flowers don't chase the enemy now. You can aim them. I think that's a nerf. I think the changes overall on Persephone are nerfs. She's very dominant in high levels of play. So like, I get that they wanted to nerf her, but why rework her instead of just nerfing her? I guess the reason is because at low levels of play, people were struggling to be good with her. At high levels of play, it was really hard to do anything against her because her kit was so good. So they changed her kit altogether, which, once again, I think is a nerf. Ares is here, so we're going to be playing it a little careful. The 3 got some damage to where it didn't have damage before. We're going to go ahead and use our 1. We're able to get the pick onto the Ares. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We're going to jump, and we're able to get ourselves a double kill. So I guess the 3 got buffed, but that's really the only ability that got buffed. I think the 1 is debatable on whether it's a buff or not. I do like the more control on the 1. However, it doesn't have as much range, and I feel like it probably does less damage. In the sense, like, it only hits 1 enemy god. So the old kit would hit multiple enemy gods if you lined it up perfectly. This one will only hit 1. So I think that's a nerf. The 2, I dislike. Well, I dislike that they got rid of the second stage of the flowers. And you plant your explosive, there's 3 seeds, there's this awkward waiting time, and if they're in front of the seed that's furthest away from you, then you can't really deal damage with it, because it's going to run the direction you're facing. You'd have to loop completely behind the enemy to use that 3rd seed, after you wait these 4 awkward seconds. Then the ultimate, they nerfed. You can now run away from the center. Which, I get why they changed that. We're going to jump away. We're in a little bit of trouble. We do have our ultimate. We're going to use our beads. We're going to use our ultimate. We are somehow able to survive that and get a pick onto the King Arthur. We do have enough money for Chronos' Pendant, so we're going to go ahead and pick that up. Chronos' Pendant is going to provide us 100 magical power, 20 MP5, 20% cooldown reduction. It has a passive that every 10 seconds, the pendant is going to subtract 1 second from all of your abilities currently on cooldown. So the reason we're going into Chronos' Pendant and Sands of Time is we just want to spam our ult. We want to have it as often as possible because it's still a really strong ability. It's just not as strong as it once was.
I'm going for jungle buff.
I feel like the way you play Persephone is pretty similar. However, it's the 2. That's the biggest change in my opinion. I don't want to just complain about it, but I do want to share my thoughts on it. You can still do work with Persephone, as we demonstrate in this game. Not sure if everyone is aware, but with the old Persephone kit, whenever the flowers would lock onto you and chase you, they weren't overpowered. I forget if it was left or right. I would have to go against it to remember. But if you dodged one of the directions, you would avoid the flowers almost every time. If you went the other direction, the flowers would hit you almost every other time. So like, it's not like it was guaranteed damage every time. There was a way to dodge it, but it did force you to make that movement. That's a Persephone ult down from the enemy. We're gonna go ahead and use our ultimate. Persephone ult down from our team.
Enemy has been slain.
Attack the gold fury.
We're gonna go ahead and try to help Gilgamesh secure this greater scorpion.
The underworld opens. I'm going for jungle buff.
Enemy missing left.
We're gonna go ahead and pick up our red buff. Now that it's enhanced, this can provide us a little bit of magical lifesteal. Anytime our ult is ready, we want to spam it, let our team know, so hopefully they'll group up in mid and I can use my ult and have some follow-up damage on it. I guess I kind of forgot to talk about Persephone's new passive. So, once again, this might just be me. I don't think I've ever gotten a kill in the old Persephone's passive. I mean, I've used my ult and gotten set up. Maybe I've gotten a kill with my ult. I feel like that's really about it. I'm going to go ahead and activate it 2, activate it 1. That's a Artemis ultimate. We're going to use our beads, jump away. We're just going to keep falling back. This new Persephone passive feels almost completely useless. I don't really get the purpose of it. You're setting up some flowers that aren't going to do damage and are easily avoidable. They're going to do damage. You know what I mean. It's just not as reliable as the old flowers. You also lose vision of your team and the enemy. So you can't even spy on the enemy team, call out positions where they are. We have plenty of MP5 from Chronos' Pendant and Sands of Time, so we're going to pick up wards instead of mana.
Your left tower
On my way.
An enemy has been slain.
Gilgamesh is able to secure the Gold Fury. We use our ultimate. I don't think it connected to Persephone. It did not. It's really cool. An Artemis trap under the effects of my ultimate, so I couldn't see it at all. Gilgamesh is able to get a trip. We are working on a Spear of Desolation. That's going to cap out our cooldown reduction and also make it to where we're possibly going to be able to ult more throughout the game.
Your right tower is under attack.
We see Gilgamesh in right jungle. Herc's also going over there. We're going to forget about our minion wave and rotate right. Looks like our entire team's coming to try to get a pick onto this King Arthur. Besides Oleron, that is. We'll ult King Arthur every time. This guy had like 10 stars. Use our ultimate, fire 1, jump. Gilgamesh is able to get the pick onto King Arthur. He's just a very mobile god. I have zero issues using my ultimate on him and just him.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Enemy missing middle.
More will take their place.
On my way.
Looks like there's a bit of a team fight going on in right, so we are going to try to rotate over.
An ally has been
Cthulhu
slain.
goes down. It's going to be a very iffy fight. Looks like we won it. It's not the best fight. We get our 2 off. Our 1 does not connect. We're going to send some flowers, but then peel back to mid. We get hit by Persephone. However, I think we're going to be able to survive this. Gilgamesh is rotating in. We have our ultimate. We're going to go ahead and use it as they turn the corner. Fire 2, or 1, and our 2. And Gilgamesh is able to clean them both up, getting himself a double kill. So we wanted to run.
Thanks.
Gilgamesh showed up, and then we used our ultimate to set him up. Even without going max cooldown, if an enemy has beads, you use your ultimate, they use their beads. If you ult them right off of cooldown of your next ultimate, they should not have beads. Our ultimate does provide us a little bit of CC. So if an Artemis ults us, Persephone, Ares, or King Arthur, if we use our beads at the right time, we're going to avoid any CC from them.
Ultimate is down. Ultimate is ready. On my way.
2 people on King Arthur. We're going to rotate over. Use our ultimate on him again. We just do not want this man to get any more level. Our ult unfortunately misses. Gets kicked under tower. We use our 1. And we're able to get the pick onto the King Arthur. We're going to go ahead and back and pick up the Spear of Desolation. Spear of Desolation is going to provide us 110 magical power, 10 magical penetration, flat pen, and 10% cooldown reduction. It has a passive that if you receive a kill or an assist on an enemy god, all of your non-ultimate cooldowns are reduced by 2 seconds, and your ultimate cooldown is reduced by 6 seconds. Then we're going to start working on Rod of Tahuti. Cthulhu ult is down. Looks like a enemy Persephone ult is down.
Enemy ultimate down. Your middle tower
We fire some 2s off, or flowers from the 2.
Ultimate is down.
We're taking a 2v1. That's pretty bold of us, pretty aggressive. Gilgamesh rotates in. We do have our ultimate. We're going to go ahead and fire our 1. Ares is here. That's his ultimate. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate to get the CC. We're able to lock down the enemy Persephone. We're going to fire our 1, get the pick onto her. We're going to fire our 2. Jump, send some flowers, and we're able to get the pick onto the Ares. We're going to fire our 1. Gilgamesh kicks the Bakasaur away. Bakasaur is very weak. Gilgamesh goes down. We're going to land a basic attack onto the Bakasaur. King Arthur is a very tanky boy. We're going to try to jump on these flowers, but then we see Artemis. So we're going to jump away. We're going to peel back into jungle, and I believe we are out. Yeah, Cthulhu is providing us a little bit of peel. We're going to go ahead, try to see if we get a pick right here. We do have our ultimate. We're going to go ahead and use it. Unfortunately, it's a complete whiff onto the Artemis. She hits us with some stuff. We use our bees to avoid her ultimate, and we're going to completely fall back now.
I mustn't return to the underworld. Be right back. Too early now. This will bury them.
We do have enough money for Rod of Tahuti. Rod of Tahuti is going to provide us 140 magical power, 30 MP5, and 10% magic penetration. It has a passive that basic attacks and abilities gain 25% additional magical power against targets below 50% health. So this is just going to help us confirm some kills. We have our ult in 10.
An enemy has been slain.
We're going to fire some flowers. We have our ultimate. We're going to fire it at the Artemis. Fire our 1. We're able to get the pick onto the Artemis. We're going to fire off our 2. Jump towards the Ares.
Cannot be tolerated. One by one, they all will. An enemy has been slain.
We got our hit onto the Gilgamesh right there. Our team's pushing up. We're going to go ahead and attack the middle tower. It's an interesting call. We had everyone there. I think we could have gotten that middle Phoenix.
Attack the Gold Fury.
Teammate makes the call for Gold Fury, so we're just going to go for that.
Ultimate is ready. Retreat middle lane.
I do think we probably could have gotten that middle Phoenix. King Arthur was backing. Persephone wasn't up yet. It might have been risky, but I think if we lost everyone, it would have been worth it. Getting a Phoenix down this early on the game makes it to where they have to kind of camp in mid, which would open us up to attacking the side lanes and getting rid of those towers. If we had to choose a single Phoenix to get down, the best one to get down for us right now would be the left one, the one on the opposite side of Fire Giant. The reason for this is most likely going to cause somebody to have to stay in left and clear minions. So if we were to push an objective like Fire Giant, it would be a 4v5 in favor of our team. If we destroy the right Phoenix, the enemies can destroy minions, and let's say they're at their tier 2 tower. They can then drop attacking the fire minions and just come to fire, making it a 5v5. Same with mid. Mid's a pretty short rotation. Left, however, is a very long rotation.
I have what others lack. Vision.
We get chained by Ares, so we can't jump right now. Bakasaurus here. We need our beads. For some reason, we think our beads is going to help us get out of the Ares pool. It does not. Our beads expired right as he pulled. If we would have known that, we could have used our ultimate for CC immunity and survived right there.
We will succeed with or with one.
So we're just hanging out in this state for another 40 seconds planting seeds. Oh, I guess we push B to cancel it. There's no time on it. You can spend your entire death timer there. But like, so those flowers are going to be there, and the fight's not going to be there, so it's going to be very pointless for those flowers to be there. Our team is able to secure the Pyromancer. The Pyromancer is going to give our team a buff when they leave Fountain. The buff lasts for 1 minute. When leaving Fountain for 1 minute, you'll get this buff. The actual buff is you're going to gain 40% increased movement speed for 15 seconds.
Till the fall.
Be careful in the jungle. Your right tower is under attack. For jungle buff. Cancel that.
Ward the fire giant.
Enemy missing.
Myself.
We are going to start working on Soul Reaver next. This game, I believe we hit level 20 by 20 minutes. If not, it was very close. I remember looking at it at 2014 and we were level 20. King Arthur's here. We're just going to immediately ult him, let our team try to catch up. Use our 2, use our 3, send the flowers onto him. And Gilgamesh is able to get the pick onto the King Arthur. If you're ever stuck in a Persephone ultimate and your beads and ultimate are down, you want to try to basic attack it. I think that King Arthur just stood there and took it.
Cannot be tolerated. An ally has been slain. Take down
Ooh, we do some good damage. Look at how awkward these are. Let me jump away. We're able to get the pick onto the Bakasura. We're going to go ahead and fire our ultimate. Does not directly hit anyone. we're able to get the pick onto the Artemis, and Persephone is able to wiggle out. So I think there were 2 changes in the tide of battle so far. The first change is whenever we went for Gold Fury instead of that Metal Phoenix, I think we relieved a lot of pressure by doing that. I really do think that we could have gotten that Metal Phoenix looking back at it, and if so, that would apply so much pressure to the enemy team that there's no chance that they could really do much other than defend. The second tide of battle change that I noticed is whenever we died under tower, I think they won that team fight, which might have been the first team fight they won this game.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy tower.
Group up.
One of our teammates is Reaver626. I feel like I've played with him on stream before.
My guardian blooms.
I've definitely played with a Reaver before. I don't know about the numbers. If you are unaware, I stream Smite every Sunday with subscribers. It's 10 a.m. CST, and I'll send a message out in the Discord at 9:45 asking if anyone wants to play.
You have their attention now.
We're able to get the pick onto the Ares.
Okay. Attack left lane.
The enemy team got Fire Giant. That is kind of an L.
Left lane.
That might be a third change of battle, or tide of battle. We also picked up Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver is going to provide us 95 magical power, 300 mana. It has a passive that your abilities deal an additional 2% of the target's maximum health as magical damage. If the target had over 2,000 health, your ability bonus damage scales up. This effect reaches a maximum of 9% maximum health damage at 2,750 health. Subsequent hits on the same target do half the bonus damage for the next 3 seconds.
Your right tower has been destroyed.
Defend right lane.
I think we need to get a Phoenix here.
Your right tower is under attack.
Retreat.
Her goes in, gets a push.
Left lane.
Cthulhu needs to tank this. There we go. We're gonna use our ultimate. Set up our 2. Fire our 1. We're able to get the pick onto the King Arthur. Artemis gets the pick onto Gilgamesh. Artemis gets the pick onto Cthulhu. There goes both of our tanks. We fire our 1. Oleron's able to get the pick. 3 people here. Minions are here. There's no way we don't get this, right? Oh no, team! Just kamikaze it. Oh,
It is not
that is a huge defense by the enemy team. That's a deicide. That is going to hurt. I don't know what these like coin animations are. Thought that was very weird.
Your left tower is under attack. Your left tower has been destroyed.
Right now we're just playing with Persephone's passive, essentially.
Left. I'm done.
Your left tower is under attack.
We went ahead and picked up the alternate timeline. The alternate timeline is going to
Ultimate.
provide us with 70 magical power, 45 physical protections, 45 magical protections, and 10% cooldown reduction.
now.
It has a passive that when you would die, you instead find a timeline where you're still alive, becoming CC immune, damage immune, and unable to react. After 1.75 seconds, you're restored to 25% of your health and mana and can act again. This can only occur once every 6 minutes.
Attack Fire Giant.
2-for-1 trade. Oh no.
You have their attention.
Persephone ult, Artemis ult. King Arthur is also acting as our front line. We get stunned. Artemis destroys us. We come back with alternate timeline, but we go down.
Another one. I admire your tenacity.
Hades. I
So, If you guys had to guess who we need to focus as a team, who would it be? My guess is the Artemis. I think she's just melting everyone. We need to get her out of the fight as soon as possible and then take it from there. In that last team fight, our team just pushed up through jungle and they were waiting for us. They set a trap and it worked.
Defend right lane.
So now they got a Phoenix, which is an L. They're working on middle tower, and I definitely feel like the tide of the battle has shifted to where now they have the advantage and we're on the defensive.
Your Titan is under attack.
I think there were a couple of plays, a couple of calls that really changed our lead to them kind of getting in it, and then now them having a lead. I've been calling them out as they happen.
Ultimate is ready.
We get a little bit of damage onto the Ares. We're going to go ahead and set up a 2, fall back. We're going to do a little bit of minion maintenance over and left.
On my way.
So now we're saying focus Artemis. That really does need to be our focus here.
Cannot be tolerated.
Gilgamesh goes down. Our team's fighting in right jungle. It looks like the enemy team probably went for Fire Giant. Somebody stepped up, and now the enemy team's collapsing on us. So while we're dealing with minions, there's a fight going on.
Ultimate is ready.
Fire Giant wasn't even up. If we had a ward on it, we would have known that.
On my way.
We will
I'm going to try to get in this fight. We lose another.
without them.
We're going to set up a 2, fire a 1. We jump away. Our jump is down. We use our Aegis. We're going to fire our ultimate. We hit 1. It is now a 1v5. We try to jump backwards, but we jump forwards.
Not yet.
The battle is not over.
So we just lost the game off that fight. They won like 3 team fights in a row. They were able to win it. I still feel like we had a really good game as Persephone. I say, how we lose this, then why fight that? Unfortunate, but sometimes that's just how the mop flops. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps these videos out. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.